Who was the better quarterback in this matchup?
I mean, listen, as a former Patriot, it pains me to say
Super Bowl champion. Won a championship.
That's why I wanted to start with you.
Ryan Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill, since week 7, has been one of the best quarterbacks in the National Football League. I mean, when you talk about passer rating, yards per attempt, touchdowns, I mean, the list goes on and on. He has really rejuvenated his career in Tennessee. And the cast of weapons that Ryan Tannehill has around him, whether we're talking about A.J. Brown, who's been the best rookie wide receiver in the National. Matter of fact, one of the best wide receivers in the National Football League. Corey Davis, who was the hot number 5 pick a couple years ago, who's the number 2 receiver. Derrick Henry, who lead the league in rushing. And then you got Ryan Tannehill, a guy who's mobile, who can throw from within the pocket, make plays outside the pocket. This Tennessee offense, since week 7, they're averaging 33 points per game. I mean, this is an explosive Tennessee Titans offense with Ryan Tannehill, who's going to put a ton of pressure on that New England Patriots defense. I got to go with Ryan Tannehill.
You just said a lot of things about that Tennessee offense, though. You said Ryan Tannehill's name, but you explained this because of all the things around him. The question was which quarterback. And if you can take one quarterback out of the situation, there is nothing around Tom Brady right now that gives us an opportunity to fairly evaluate him. He's declined, certainly. But has he declined past Ryan Tannehill? Ryan Tannehill is crushing in play-action pass, in part because of a great running attack. They have all pro-level offensive linemen, and they have a great receiver. Point to one of those things that Tom Brady has. He don't have none of that.
I'll say
none of that.
But when we look at the question, it's Ryan Tannehill's a better quarterback, and it's not close. Like, Tom Brady's living off the name of Tom Brady, and he should, because he's done a lot of things. But when you're talking about the playoffs, it's not who was the best over the course of the season. It's who's the hottest right now. And Ryan Tannehill's one of the hottest quarterbacks in the entire National Football League. Between weeks 10 and week 16, the 3rd highest passer rating of all time. Like, not just the 3rd highest passer rating this season.
That's pretty good.
The 3rd highest passer rating of all time. Since he took over the Woods point, dude has the 2nd highest completion percentage in the league. He's 1st in yards per attempt. Now, I'm not going to throw all these stats at you because stats to a degree don't tell the whole picture. What tells the picture to me is the Titans are 7-3. The Titans went on a roll, and all of a sudden in the playoffs, which nobody expected them to be. So Tom Brady is the man, and he has been, but Ryan Tannehill is the man right now.
He has the momentum.
When you talk about Tom Brady, and what we've seen from Tom Brady throughout his career is he has, year after year, elevated guys around him. Okay, what we're seeing now is the guys around him are actually bringing him down. Okay, outside of Julian Edelman and maybe James White, who else can we reliably depend on? It's not Mohamed Sanu. It's not N'Keal Harry. It's not Jacoby Myers. Not Philip Dorsett. There's really no one around Tom Brady, whether it be the running game or receivers outside of Julian Edelman, that you can really put a stamp of approval on and say this guy is going to be there for Tom Brady.
I see what the question says, and maybe I'm being a little bit evasive in avoiding the question because
you are dodging and weaving it.
I'm being completely transparent with you guys. Tannehill's playing a lot better. But the reasons why he's playing a lot better is in part because he's good, but a lot about the things around him. If you take it down, you want to isolate it, and you have to pick one quarterback. And we're talking about a playoff game. I think the Titans are going to win this game. I think the Titans are a better team. But if it's you think the
Titans are going to win the game?
I do. But you do know if you get down to that one situation that we all talk about. We talk about it in basketball all the time. End of the game, you give the ball to one man. You want to give it to Ryan Tannehill, which is not necessarily insulting thing, or do you want to hand the ball to Tom? Do you remember that Super Bowl against the Falcons? I know that was a long time ago.
But here's the problem.
Do you want to hand it to that man there, the hashtag LFG fist pump guard?
But let me hand it to. Go ahead, Acho.
You want to hand it to Ryan Tannehill? I think you guys are acting like it's a blowout. I think it's
nobody's saying that.
It's not a blowout. The problem is that Super Bowl you referenced, that was in Houston versus the Falcons. I think there's a big difference, Neek, between 3 years in your 20s and 3 years in your 40s. And right now, Tom Brady is living with those 3 years in his 40s. Now, nobody's going to argue with the fact that the Patriots clearly don't have the same talent that the Titans do. Again, week 15, the Patriots' reception leader was a running back. Week 16, the Patriots' leading reception getter, yardage-wise, was a running back. And week 17, they had linebackers. catching touchdowns. So let's put the whole picture in perspective.
That's not an argument for me.
No, it is.
Their best play.
But I think Woody
a guy
said
caught a touchdown
to me,
last week, number 52.
To me, Woody said the best thing. Tom Brady used to elevate those around him.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, Tom Brady is reliant on those around him to help carry him at this point.
Correct.
I agree, and I think the only point I'm making is if you put Tom Brady over there on Ryan Tannehill's side,
You're basically saying, listen, at the critical junction of the game, who do you want to have the ball? Tom Brady or Ryan Tannehill?
Yeah.
Well, listen, I think everyone's going to go to the legacy in their head and say Tom Brady because we've seen him do it before.
I understand that.
But I'm just saying, who's playing better right now?
That's not the only thing I'm doing because I'm not going to say I want to wheel Joe Montana out there just because I've seen it done before.
Why you put him in a wheelchair?
I mean, he's not in a wheelchair technically, but metaphorically, just because Joe Montana was great, I don't think that he can continue to be great. And I think the same is true for Tom Brady. But again, I can't get away from this. This is the question I have for you, aside from the last 2 minute situation, because we all agreed there. Now you're on my side. But the question I have for you is switch the quarterbacks. Do you think that the Titans offense would be as good or worse or better with Tom Brady over there? And the same thing for Tannehill, because we saw Tannehill in a bad offense.
That's a good question.
We saw Tannehill down in Miami
I think the Patriots would be just as good right now with Ryan Tannehill because here's a problem.
Okay.
So that says a lot.
Okay,
yes.
Go the other way. Do you think they would be better with Ryan Tannehill, the Patriots?
They'd be as good or better. We're living off two different legacies. We're living off Ryan Tannehill's legacy, which said he was a bad quarterback, and Brady's legacy, which said he was a great quarterback.
Can we put Tom Brady on the other side now? Can we put him on the other side? What do you think their offense is, the Titans offense is with Tom Brady? If you give him A.J. Brown and Derrick Henry and the offensive line that they have.
I like this conversation.
I think it would be around the same numbers as Ryan Tannehill.
Okay.
But I'm just saying.
Here's what we not going to do. We're not going to let Neek alter the questions on the script.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.